Let's learn today about 80-20 rule or Pareto Principle. It's an adage that says that in any situation, 80% of the total outcomes are the result of 20% of the causes. It was introduced in 1906 by the economist Wilfredo Pareto. One fine day, he noticed that 80% of the total peas produced in his garden come from just 20% of the pea pods. So he applied the same concept to the economy and he found out that only a handful of factors are responsible for the good and bad things happening in the economy. For example, 80% of the total wealth in the world is held by 20% of the people. Now this rule is majorly used in businesses and economy to solve problems and for growth. So to solve a problem, businesses try to identify the top 20% of the causes that created a problem and try to fix them first. And for their growth, businesses find out where their top 80% of their business come from and they identify those core 20% products and focus on them. Mastering the usage of this rule can be advantageous to us by applying this in all walks of life. Let's take some examples. Number 1. Studies. 80% of the content of the exams is from the 20% of the whole syllabus. So students should focus on that 20% of the syllabus first, then move on to the other parts. Number 2. Career. 80% of any specific job requires only 20% of specific skills. So any prospective job seeker must focus on those 20% skills first and hone them. Number 3. Management. Managers should identify their top 20% members of the team who contribute to the 80% of the total growth and should reward them appropriately. Number 4. Retail. Shopkeepers and other businesses can identify their top selling products which are responsible for the maximum profits, and then they should put those items on the specific locations like at the end of the store. So if somebody is looking for those essential items, they have to go through the whole gamut of items to reach the final product, and that might induce impulse purchase for the other products as well. Number 5. Psychology. Pareto Principle can also be applied to the life in general. The core source of all the misery in our life comes from just a handful of factors. These factors can be anything like people, lifestyle, choice of work, bad habits. We must first identify those factors and fix them. Similarly, we must first identify those core things that give us happiness and joy and focus on prioritizing those things. Often Pareto Principle is misconstrued as a mathematical formula. Well, it's not a mathematical formula. So the 80-20 percentage is not exact in everything, but the gist is same, that majority of your problems are caused by just a handful of factors. You should focus on them to achieve the adage, do less to achieve more. That's all for today. See you tomorrow.